These are again the broad types that have been documented in psychoanalytic literature. There can be various other subtypes also, for sure. This was the very first idea of Freud, and it is also still believed that dreams are like, wish fulfillment. By that we don't mean that dreams are helping us to fulfill our wishes. No, they don't, obviously. But that that our wishes, what we want, they come up very easily in the dreams sometimes. Yeah. It's also just like that. I also feel that if you are looking about dreaming, it's also like gulping down tequila, because it kind of it just numbs your sensor and you start doing interesting things. So in dreaming also your sensor is numb, and so interesting things come out. That's why very interesting wishes. And at times we are like, we are very surprised. Oh, I thought it's a dreaming, and that happens. So, dreaming serves to fulfill anxiety-provoking wishes. Anxiety-provoking because you may find them not so good in your conscious life, and you may not be really wanting to go about sharing them with everyone. So that's why they are anxiety-provoking. In your private life, they may not be so anxiety-provoking, obviously. And we usually have wishes, like our mind is actually full of many contrasting, contradictory wishes, because I have an identity of my own, I have a sense of self, there's a part of me which wants to hold my sense of self high, there are certain parts in me which don't go with my dominant self-image, which I have to hide, suppress, but yet I want to live them out also, kind of thing. And since the time internet has come, like, we get so interesting cases of, like, I have many women calling me up at random and telling me, oh my God, I'm in this marriage for the last 15 years, this loyal person has just discovered the laptop and the cell phone is so full of dirty talks and everything, what is happening, So I think the internet is actually giving more space to unconscious, to unfold kind of thing. So that is unconscious is having a nice life, but people's conscious life is getting ruined. So, yeah, but I'm not an internet hater, so that's okay. I think that both conscious and unconscious are very important. You need to gratify them both. So, yeah, so these wishes, they clash with their identity, moral values, and dominant affectionate feelings. The process of dream work, the dream work is also like a hide and seek, it's like this chupan chupai which expresses, it's like peekaboo and which hides, so it tells about, it's like both expressing and it's both hiding at the same time. So that's like, so dreams also have a very playful quality to them, kind of thing. And now there will be short examples, so not be taken to a very extended example like that one. So this is a dream of Miss T, who is a 31-year-old unmarried female, and being third girl child of a parent, she had to face a cold rejection from her parents and a larger joint family by growing up, quite natural in her culture, like a generation ago. Now thankfully things changing. She feels unloved and enraged in most of her personal relationships and has a very defective view of herself. So that's what, like, such a childhood will do to you. One, it will give you a very low self-confidence that you are, down to dust. And this is something which is very hard to at times come out with for some people. Some people do manage to come out of it also. And she feels unloved, because when you would not be really valued and cherished for who you are, and these things, see, no one really goes around telling their child that I don't value you. It's very simple. The way you would, engage with two different children in your child, the way you would pick them up, kind of thing, the way you celebrate their birthdays, kind of thing. How many guests are coming on each one's birthday? What present are you buying? Kind of thing. Is it for 10,000? Is it for 5,000? It's a very subtle thing. They do give us the message. No one goes out giving the message very consciously that I don't value you. No parent does that kind of thing. So, because parents also at times do it at an unconscious level. They don't like what they see, and so they are not able to reciprocate with that feeling. Yeah, so she continues to feel unloved and enraged in most of her personal relationships and has a very defective view of herself. So she comes up with this dream and said, last night I had a terrible dream, a professional kitchen's huge pot full of hot soup, and I pushed my father into it. What aggressive dream, nasty dream, And his body came apart slowly, and I was wondering whether to throw away the soup or to drink it. So a very cannibalistic ritual here, kind of thing. I woke up in terror because that's the conscious mind. How could I dream such a horrible dream? So the associations were pot of soup. So she says, I wanted to, again I have edited like a long dialogue. So otherwise it's not so simple, that's for teaching you get such a perfect thing, it takes time. So a pot of soup, I wanted to build a professional career for myself as an engineer, but my parents thought it was a very masculine thing to do and pushed me into home science. So that's something very interesting that happens. Like when someone is being devalued for some quality of theirs, they actually want to be the opposite at times, right? And the struggle actually intensifies. They may want to be the opposite family, wanting to push them into like so engineering and home science is like very stark, when we are also talking about symbols, so there are also these very personal symbols. When you think about engineering and home science, they are very stark symbols in some way, at least for a generation back. Maybe the present generation they are not so stark. So she continues, I hated home science, I had to drag myself to the college every day. Imagine someone wanting to be an engineer and do home science, that's a completely different thing. It was extremely non-stimulating and frustrating, obviously, when you are interested in machines. And at times I think I'm unlucky, had I been a male, everything would have been fine. So there are feelings of suppressed rage also and guilt also. Guilt and rage are friends. Wherever you feel angry towards someone, you will trash your own self. So they are like very close good friends. So and here this is not so much about the dream interpretation, but because it was a therapy session also, so I said something like that. I said, come to think of it. If you have a choice whether you could be a male or female, so I just wanted to make this person think over, her own guilt. So she says no. And then I said, I guess it is easier for you to blame yourself and feel angry towards the parents whom you love and care for, because that's what happens in close relationships. He loves the same person, he's angry towards the same person, and he can't really do much, about her anger. Either we suffer from a lot of guilt, or we do other things, which are people take drugs and stuff like that to deal with this thing. And then she starts crying, and it's quite true. They cared for me and guided me, which they did. They were good parents. They are pillars of my support, but they never held me closely and kept me at a distance. And I was also very touched, because she actually showed me this. She said that a baby is held like this. I was held like this. So I was not taken close to heart. So that's her general feeling, that I was held very nicely by strong hands with a lot of care, but not close to my heart. Maybe my brother was closer to the heart, right? And I had to give up so many desires just because they could not deal with the fact that I was female. So then we go on to the next image, wanting to drink the soup and throw it away, that has your father in it. She says, as a child I used to imagine, if there could be a pill which could turn me into a male, it would be wonderful. So and there's also this very oral element in the dream, that the father is a male. It's like a male pill, that she is also wondering, that it's like both her rage and also this male pill, that she's really wondering at this pot of soup, that should I drink it and become a male, or should I not become a male, kind of thing. She says, I liked what boys and men did, but feel so angry also at the same time why the women are second-rate citizens. That's how unconscious conflicts are. That you want to be that, but you also feel very strongly against that, kind of thing. And why are they not free to be? So I saw this theme of conflict around the masculine and the feminine identity in her. She has both the parts, but they are in some kind of a conflict in her life. So this is again like a final thing, that the dream seems to tell us a lot. I said, firstly, it brings us in touch with the intense, helpless rage which you experienced towards your parents for rejecting you because you were a female. Because you love them so much, you feel guilty and turn this rage back on your own self. Secondly, it also brings out the conflict you experience around your identity. A part of you wishes to be male, as in your context it was valued. However, there is another part of you which hates this and wants equal rights and acceptance of femininity. That's what a tentative is, which again made sense to this person.